Good morning. My name is Leslie Ledoux. I'm 53 years old, and like many people that are my age, I've always shied away from technology. Today, though, I'm taking a leap of faith. I have a lot to share, and instead of vomiting it out of my mouth at once, I decided to tell my story through a video journal. I spent the first 40 years of my life living with the most rare and most severe form of autism. I wasn't diagnosed until 2007, and I was 43 years old at the time. I am the author of 2 books at the moment, and I'm currently working on the third. I'll explain the third in just a moment. The first one that I wrote in 2011. This is what it looks like. Out of the shadows and into the light. And before I go any further, I want to say, see this illustration? My youngest daughter, named Rose, wrote that she drew this for me when she was 12 years old. She saw the 4 aspects of being human, and then she saw me. And I used that as my illustration on the cover of my first book. Now, this first book was written through the eyes of a person with autism. It was written in 2011, and it's the closest that I could get someone to see through the eyes of autism. A bit of caution, it will make you nauseous. It will make the reader nauseous, and it's important, to realize that, but it's also important to realize that the first time I saw the world through my real eyes was in 2004. It took 7 years to be able to write this nauseous book. So if it was that nauseous 2011, can you imagine what it was like in 2007? But yet this is the closest I could get. When I wrote that book, I didn't have an identity of my own. And to protect my family and those that I love, I put someone else's name on it. And the author's name is Laura Lynn. But it's my story, and I'm owning it. The second book that I wrote was called The Sands in My Glass. And I am the author, and this is what it looks like. It's beautifully illustrated by Jennifer Hoschauer. She illustrated the cover, The Sands in My Glass, and then look at this back cover. Didn't she do an awesome job? Jennifer Hoschauer. She also illustrated each one of the chapters. She did the artwork on the front of each one of the chapters. For instance, this one. So, as I said, this book here was written when I was a student in 2000, and it covered the time frame of 2016 to 2018 while I was a student at Amarillo College. I am currently a full-time student at West Texas A&M University. I'll graduate in December with a degree in special education. My goal is to help others like me to come out of autism and to interact with this world before they're 40 years old. When I interacted with the world for the first time, I have to tell you, I began to feel rage and anger. My life's already almost over, and now I get to experience it. I was very, very upset for a while, and I didn't understand. Now, this first book takes you through the confusion. This second book is more about the logistics, the academics of, what I was dealing with and how I had to deal with it. The third book that I am writing is called The Wind in My Sails. And it's a different kind of book because as I was beginning to write it, I realized it's about the emotional aspect of coming out of autism because I have so much to share. I don't even know where to start. So I decided that, I would do something different. This is my book. It's called The Wind in My Sails. And I'm going to begin every morning with 6 minutes of a story of telling you a little bit about what I experienced. I'll share a little bit about the academic part of it, but I also want to share a lot about the emotional part of it because that is very important. And this is the best way to share emotion. I want to make those words come alive. So join with me on this journey. In 1978, Charles Diedrich said, "Today is the first day of the rest of your life." And I want to say thank you, Charles, because today is the first day of the rest of my life. And every morning I'm going to engage in what I'm going to call in my classroom circle time. That's my timer. I had to set a timer because I'm long-winded. Okay, you'll find that I'm long-winded. When I start talking, I can talk. But okay, so I'm going to finish this up real quick. Every morning I'll engage in what I call circle time in my classroom. It's actually story time. It's a time when we can all share our experiences and we can support each other. And, I'll share 6 minutes of my story and the earliest memories I have. And I also want to move you through the process of coming out of autism because there's steps and stages that we have to go through. Today is my youngest daughter. The reason I showed you this picture first, today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Rose. And I just want to say I'm very proud of all my children. It's just ironic that today is her birthday, and today is the first day of my third book. She is also the reason that I got pulled into this world in the first place by accident. So if you want to know about that, just pick up the book because it'll tell you. I'm going to tell you here, but if you want to know or follow along, or if you have any questions, they're on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And like I said, have a good day, and I'll be here tomorrow morning and every morning because this is the first day of the rest of my life. Thank you.